there. We're here in Vail, outside Yeti's Grind with the Locals and Legends series. Joining me today, we have John Michael Liles, former NHL player, but now has recreated himself here in Vail with some business ventures, growing his family, and giving back to the community. So, first of all, cheers.
Cheers.
What are you drinking today?
I have a dirty chai.
Oh, I love that. That's what got me into coffee, actually. Just starting off with the little coffee taste.
Yeah, exactly. That's I never drank coffee when I was playing hockey, and then when I retired, now I cannot get through the day without it. So.
Yeah, especially having two girls.
Two girls, yes, exactly. You need a couple of cups in the morning for sure.
All right, so take us through the timeline of your career. I know you had a few different involvements with different teams with the NHL.
So I broke into the NHL in 2003 with the Avalanche in Denver. They drafted me when I was in college at Michigan State. I played 8 years for them, so 03 to 11. Then I was traded to Toronto. And Toronto for a few years, then traded to Carolina, and Carolina for a few years, and then traded to Boston, and we finished in Boston for my last year and a half or so.
What was it like bouncing around from team to place to country?
You know what? I was fortunate to be in Denver for a good portion of my career. Met my wife there, and so just had a great experience there. Kind of always knew that I was going to be back in Colorado in one form or another, and you know, getting traded and moving around is kind of part of the business, and you understand that. The hardest part, I think, is just for families, and we were fortunate the first time that I went from Colorado to Toronto, we didn't have any kids, and then Toronto to Carolina, we didn't have any kids, and then Carolina to Boston, we had a kid, so I got traded, I left a few hours later, and my wife had to pack up the house, the dog, the kid, and get us to Boston, you know, a couple days later. So, you know, the behind the scenes stuff is definitely interesting when it comes to, you know, going to a new team, whether it's a trade or free agency, and the unsung heroes are the spouses and the kids, for sure.
Oh, I'm sure of it. But you got the Colorado bite, the bug, early on. And so what was it like? We got to ask, playing for the Colorado Avalanche.
It was amazing. I came into the league at a time where, you know, we were really good, and we had a number of Hall of Famers on the team, which was amazing to learn from those guys, and still, you know, quite close with a number of them. So coming in 2003 with the Avs, it was special. I'm from Indiana originally, and went to college in Michigan, and coming out here, I'd only been to Colorado once or twice prior to making the team, and being able to live in Denver and come up to the mountains when we had off days was just something that was so special to me. And getting traded and moving to different places, I realized just how much I miss Colorado, and kind of knew, like I said, that I was going to end up back here one way, shape, or form, and here we are.
Here you are. The mountains were calling.
Yeah, exactly.
So you retired in 2017?
It's 2017, yes.
And then you moved to Vail.
We did. So we had a house in Denver, and we had always talked about potentially living in the mountains, and we just decided to, make the jump. Moved up here. I still do quite a bit of stuff down in Denver with the Avs, with youth hockey, and still do some TV for them as well. So we're down there quite a bit, but we love raising our kids up here in the mountains. I mean, taking them skiing, and my oldest plays hockey, and so it's an amazing place to raise kids, and man, we wouldn't trade it for anything.
Oh my gosh! So what was your first impression of Vail?
I would come up here all the time on breaks when I was with the Avs, and so being able to come up here, and you're less than 2 hours away, and I mean, you outside, and just so many activities in the winter, and then you find out that summer is, equally as good.
Exactly.
So, I mean, it's always had a special place in my heart. And then my wife and I got married here in 2013. So just knowing that we have so many memories here, and now living here full time, I don't know, it's hard to put into words sometimes.
For sure. Well, being born and raised here, it's one of the best things that my parents did. So I'm excited for your girls to be raised here. I'm sure it was such a transition from being in the NHL to then kind of recreating yourself and finding some business ventures. So outside of the hockey career, what are you involved in?
Man, like I said, I still do some stuff for the Avs in Denver and around the state of Colorado with youth hockey, trying to give back there. do some TV for them, and then now I'm involved in real estate here in Vail. So I had a unique opportunity to partner up with a good friend of mine. So I work for Liles Sotheby's, and we're actually on the sales team for Front Gate Avon, which is a new development just outside the gates of Beaver Creek. So that takes up a lot of my time, but it's amazing. We have a great team that we work with, and the developers as well. So it's been a really fun project to be on, and yeah, just one foot in front of the other every day.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a whole new chapter for you post hockey career.
Yes.
So Vail Youth Hockey, let's touch on that. Are you involved here? Because I'm sure they look up to you and you are a big mentor to them.
So I am involved. I'm on the board of the Vail Mountaineers. I help coach my 7-year-old in U8 hockey as well, and still try and play every week or 2 weeks here. You know, just getting out skating, getting a sweat. You know, the thing you miss the most after you retire is just being around the guys and being around the rink and really just interacting with everybody. And so to be able to do that even once every couple of weeks it's an outlet that I need. And there's so many great people here. It's such a great community. There's a lot of great hockey players. And so to be able to, you know, to spend time with those folks is very special.
Yeah, there's so much identity tied into the rink. Yeah. And the Mountaineers, young at age, and maybe even the Vail Yeti hockey, they'll all look up to you.
Yeah, well, and the Yeti guys are fantastic. I skate with a number of them. I head up the Colorado Avalanche Alumni Association as well, and we have a big charity event in September every year. So we play the Yeti and raise a bunch of money for Mountaineers. And it's just been, yeah, I mean, we talk about it, the sense of community up here, and the Yeti are obviously part of that. And so, yeah, it's all intertwined.
Yes, absolutely. So if you were going to give your younger self advice, what would it be?
I mean, as cliche as it sounds, I would say soak it all in. I've had the amazing opportunity to play in the NHL for, you know, for 14 years. But I also had the opportunity to travel and play in so many countries around the world. And a lot of times I think that in the moment you don't appreciate it as much. And so my younger self, I definitely didn't. You know, it was always, okay, what's next? And you're on to the next thing. And I would say just, you know, take a step back and really enjoy being able to travel to those countries, and, you know, Sweden, Russia, Switzerland, all those different places. I played in Germany during the lockout one year, lived there for, you know, 3 or 4 months, and should have appreciated it more. So it sounds cliche, but looking back on it now at 42 years old, I would absolutely tell myself that.
Step back and smell the roses. Well, last question for you. Yeah. You know, how has the Vail community really supported you and your goals?
I can't say enough about the community up here, how much they've supported not only myself, but my wife, my kids, whether it's school, whether it's activities outside of school, sports, whatever. It's just an amazing place to raise a family, or to be a family. And a big part of that is the community. When you are here and you're here full time, you get to, you know, live that day in and day out.
Yeah, we are the lucky ones.
We are the lucky ones, absolutely, yes.
Here in Vail, and we're lucky enough to live it. So
yeah.
Whether you knew it or not, you are local legend now here in Vail, and we welcome you and your family with open arms.
My wife would disagree with you, but I appreciate that.
Awesome. Well, John, thanks for joining me today.
Yeah, thank you. Cheers.